Hello everyone, this is Ashita pursuing my Electronics and Communication Engineering from East West College of Engineering. Today I am presenting my technical seminar on electromagnetic bomb, which is also called as E-bomb, under the guidance of Professor Raghuveer Siyam, Assistant Professor, Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering, EWCE. So here is an outline of my presentation. Now leading to the overview of my topic. Abstract. The contemporary military rivalry is driven mostly by the ongoing military technical revolution. In particular, the weapon used for future battlefield will play an important role in military affairs. Electromagnetic weapons seems to involve key elements for the future battlefield. They offer advantages over conventional weaponry by providing non-lethality. In a matter of seconds, a big enough E-bomb could thrust an entire city back to 200 years or even just paralyze a military unit. In this seminar, I will talk about electromagnetic bomb. Firstly, starting with its history, the theory behind the E-bomb was proposed in 1925 by a physicist, H. Compton, but not to build a weapon but to study atom. The electromagnetic pulse was first observed during high-altitude nuclear weapon detonation. Ironically, this nuclear research led to an unexpected demonstration of the power of the Compton effect and spawned a new type of weapon. In 1958, America tested a hydrogen bomb yielded some surprising result. The detonation created bursts of gamma rays that upon striking the oxygen and nitrogen in the atmosphere released a tsunami of electrons that spread hundreds of miles. A test blast over the Pacific Ocean ended up blowing out streetlights in parts of Hawaii, which is over hundreds of miles away. The blast even disrupted radio equipment as far as Australia. Researchers concluded that the electrical disturbance was due to the Compton effect. Now, leading to the introduction. Uh, what is an E-bomb? It is a weapon of electrical mass disruption. It can destroy power grids, electronic systems, and communication systems along an entire coast but spare people. E-bomb overwhelms electrical circuitry with intense electromagnetic field. What is the principle of electromagnetic pulse theory? EMP is produced by nuclear weapons with ever diminishing intensity have changing magnetic fields which couple with electrical circuitry to produce damage to currents voltage surges. The field can be sufficiently strong to produce short-lived transient voltage of thousands of volts on exposed electrical conductors such as wires or conductive tracks on printed circuits board, which is PCB. Now let us see its operation. The event series when the bomb goes off. A switch connects the capacitor to the starter, sending an electrical current through the series. This generates an intense magnetic field. A fuse mechanism ignites the explosive material. The explosion travels as a wave through the middle of the armature cylinder. As the explosion makes its way through the cylinder comes in contact with the starter winding. This creates a short circuit, cutting the starter off from its power supply. The moving short circuit compresses the magnetic field, generating an intense electromagnetic burst. So, further leading to the technology used in E-bombs. Basically, E-bomb consists of the following types: flux compression generator, which is FCG, explosive or propellant driven magneto-hydrodynamic MHD generators, a range of HPM device, the foremost of which is the virtual cathode oscillator or workator. FCG. FCG is a device which can produce peak of electrical energies of megajoules in tens to hundreds of microseconds of time. It consists of power supply, explosive pumped copper cylinder surrounded by helical coils and a microwave source. It has a cylindrical copper tubes of armature. This is filled with a high energy explosive. Armature is surrounded by a helical coil of heavy wire which forms the FCG starter. The start current is supplied by an by an external current source such as a high voltage capacitor bank. So, so by this, the intense magnetic field is produced during this operation. This method uses fast explosive into the magnetic field. The, na- the next type is MHD generators. The design of explosive and propellant driven magneto-hydrodynamic generator is a much less mature art than that of FCG design. The fundamental principle behind the design of MHD devices is that a conductor moving through a magnetic field will produce an electrical current transfers to the direction of the field and the conductor motion. In an explosive or propellant driven MHD device, the conductor is a plasma of ionized explosive or propellant gas which travels through the magnetic field. Current is collected by electrodes which are in contact with the plasma jet. The next method is a workator. The physics of workator tubes are substantially more complex than those of preceding devices. The fundamental idea behind the workator is that of accelerating a high current electron beam against a mesh anode. Many electrons will pass through the anode, forming a bubble of space charge behind the anode. Under the proper condition, this space charge region will oscillate at microwave frequencies. If the space charge region is placed into a resonant cavity which is appropriately turned, very high peak powers may be achieved. So, how will be the E-bombs delivered? The figure shows two different launch profiles for GPS or inertial guided weapons. A major advantage of using electromagnetic bomb is that they may be delivered by a tactical aircraft with a naval attack system capable of delivering GPS guided munitions. Every aircraft capable of delivering a standard guided munition also becomes a potential delivery vehicle for an electromagnetic bomb. The task of identifying targets for attack with E-bomb is complex. Targets which can be readily identified through conventional photographs, satellites, image radar, and human operations. These targets are typically geographical fixed and thus may be attacked providing that aircraft can penetrate to weapons release range. For accuracy, GPS initially guided weapons can be used. Next comes the effects of E-bomb. An E-bomb attack would leave buildings standing and spare lives, but it could destroy a sizable military. EMP weapons was useful in invasion of Iraq because a pulse might effectively neutralize underground bunkers. In modern warfare, the various level of attack could accomplish a number of important combat missions without racking up many casualties. It would temporarily jam electronic systems, more intense pulses, and corrupt important computer data, and very powerful bursts would completely fry electrical and electronic components. Next comes the defense against E-bombs. Two means of prevention against the E-bombs are suggestive, namely the preemptive destruction of the platform or the delivery vehicle and protecting the vulnerable devices. The second process is EMP hardening of equipments. Hardening by design is significantly easier than attempting to harden existing equipment. The next approach is shielding. This provides electromagnetic protection for each piece of shielded equipment. The most effective method is to wholly contain the equipment in an electrically conductive enclosure termed as a Faraday cage, which prevents the electromagnetic field from gaining access to the protected equipments. So next is the limitations of the E-bomb. The limitation of E-bomb electromagnetic weapons are determined by weapon implementation and means of delivery. No damage to thermonic technology devices. This underscores another limitation of electromagnetic weapon, which is the difficulty to kill assessment. Next comes the advantages of E-bomb. Electromagnetic weapons seems to involve a key element for the future battlefield. They offer advantages over conventional weaponry by providing non-lethality, the advantage of attack at the speed of light, fast engagement of multiple targets, potentially low operational cost, and wide area coverage for offensive and defensive people. Now, I would like to conclude that so next time there is a Kargil or LOC violation, you may not hear a gunshot because the E-bomb will throw life out of a gear. Uh, the mass application of these weapons will produce substantial paralysis in a target system, thus providing a decisive advantage in the conduct of electronic combat, offensive air, and strategic air attack. So these are the references I have taken. Thank you.